$244, and I turned that in a week and 4 days into $10,000. Before I started anything, I was literally like homeless for a good period of my time.
How long have you been trading in your journey?
I would say probably like 5 to 6 months now. It's like learning a new language. Like there's so many different like ways of trading. From when you broke it down to where you took it to where we were like, yo, this is so simple. I'm up like 2,000, 5,000, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? It was working.
All right, guys, so today we have a podcast with probably one of the craziest stories that I've heard from the 30-day bootcamp, that this person has turned $244 to $10,000 in one single week. This is Nestor, that was part of the 30-day bootcamp. He is 27 years old. He is from Puerto Rico, currently living in Orlando, Florida, and you drove down from Orlando. So, you know, air, clap up. Appreciate you, bro, for coming by. So, how was your drive down over here to Miami?
It was super smooth.
Super smooth.
I'm actually super like confused because there's a lot of traffic usually in Miami, so it was smooth. It was.
I mean, it is the weekend too, so that kind of helps a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Nestor when you first got started into trading, right? Because how long have you been trading in your journey?
I would say probably like 5 to 6 months now, like seriously.
Okay.
Or at least trying to be serious with it.
Okay. And then did you like come across it like everybody else, like IML, or how did you originally come across it?
Yes, actually.
That's crazy, bro.
It was back in 2020 when the pandemic happened. Mm-hmm. They were marketing Forex as like, IML was marketing IML as Forex because that's what they were using. Yeah. So I kind of was like put off about it because it was IML. Like I knew it was like multi-level marketing. I kind of already felt the gist. So
how long were you in it before you kind of like got away from it?
Honestly, I went to one of those seminars that they have, like those get-togethers, and I was out. I didn't even look back. I was like,
so you never signed up to them?
Never signed up. Because I knew what was going on. I didn't want to do the multi-level marketing stuff because I caught on to it pretty quick. So, and I kept asking around, like, do you guys teach Forex? They're like, yeah, but just bring people in. And I'm like, I'm cool. I'm out.
So then when you left there, you like went on YouTube, or like how'd you get started like on the journey?
YouTube University, literally YouTube University. I actually saw a lot of your videos. I was seeing Mamba FX, a lot of the like commentators. Yeah. I was seeing a bunch of those videos, and I just started just trying it on my own and spending a lot of money.
And when you got started, did you have any like previous knowledge to anything trading related, or you just went right into it?
None at all. Nothing. I didn't know anything about units. I didn't know anything about like risk management. Nothing. I was just going out there, just trying whatever to test it out because I didn't know what like trading was really about.
So you started at like 22, 23, more or less.
Like
24.
In around there. That's when I heard about it, and I really kind of like put it to the side. So I didn't really get to do anything until like this year, or I would say 2023, and then 2024 now with the bootcamp.
Okay. And when you got started originally, like into trading, like did you like what were you doing before that? Like, did you want to make it your full-time thing? You want to get like a little side income?
Yeah. So before that, I was doing sports betting. So I was like just full-on sports betting. I like started my own company with it for like affiliate marketing and like my Discord, and I just started doing that. But I was always looking for like a side hustle, like something to bring me more income. And then that's when I started like really researching into like trading, because I had a lot of trading friends around me. So that's when I really got into it. I feel like
around like that time, like the 2020 like pandemic time, everybody was like trying to make money online, right? So
yes.
Kind of had like Amazon, drop shipping, and then trading.
Yep.
Obviously, trading is like the most attractive out of all of those because it just simply makes more sense to become a trader than to like start a business. Like the idea of starting a business to people is a lot more complicated than like sitting down and like trading. Yeah. But little do they know that trading is probably like the hardest shit to like actually like learn, you know?
It's a new language, bro.
Oh yeah, bro.
It's like super confusing at first because you're like, this bar's going up, this bar's going down, I don't know what's going on. It's like learning a new language, literally.
And how did you first initially grasp like the knowledge of that language? Like, were you like watching just videos, or were you like in front of the charts all day? Like, how did you put in that time to understand this language?
So, like I said earlier, the YouTube University, right? I went on YouTube like everybody else. I already knew that I had to stick to one person because there was so many people like teaching, you know, obviously there's the swing trading, intraday trading, day trading. Like there's so many different like ways of trading. So I stuck to the one that I really liked the most. Your videos were like, honestly, I binge watched sorry to put it this way, bro, but I binge watched your videos. I binge watched every single video, and I started like understanding and like grasping like what trading was. Your videos for like oh, this is what trading is for like the beginner. Those were like gold because I didn't know anything about trading. I was just like trying to learn it. So I started understanding the language, and then obviously putting it into practice, like being in front of the computer like all day. I feel like sometimes I would be in there for like 10 hours a day just in front of the computer just trying to read charts. So,
and then this is when you were actively just like running your chat with like your Discord for sports betting.
Yeah,
so you kind of had like a lot of free time.
Yeah, because I pretty much work for myself. So I just changed my time around, and I'll do something in the morning. And then
how did you like get into that? Like what were you doing before the sports betting?
I was working at the airport in Orlando.
Oh shit.
So yeah, I was moving around planes with my friend. So like Spirit.
You're at Spirit?
Yeah, I was at Spirit, moving their planes around, those big yellow bananas, and I was doing that, and that was when I was actually looking into trading. That was when I was like really super interested in trading, and but I came upon sports betting first, and then the trading. So like it like just went hand in hand.
So would you say that the free time, because a lot of people at the beginning, they make the excuse that they don't have the time to put into the charts, right? They say that they only have 3 hours available out of the day. Obviously, you were very fortunate to have free time in order for you to put 10 hours into the charts.
Yeah.
Would you say that somebody out there that does not have that free time is still able to succeed, or that they will not? If let's say they only were to have 3 hours to put into the charts every day.
I think people can still do it. Like I feel like people put in time to what they want to do. So like some people go out and they'll go out on like a Saturday night, Sunday night to party, and they're taking like 4 hours, 5 hours, however long they're gonna be out to go do that. But they'll put an excuse to being in front of a chart because it seems hard or it's boring or whatever the case may be. Like a lot of people, bro, they talk about success. They want to be successful, but they're not putting in the work to be successful. So I feel like anybody who might not have the time, they still could find some time. You know what I mean?
And how long did it take you to cross that bridge for you to like not know anything about this language, so then you like actually fully get it?
Honestly, after 30-day bootcamp.
Really?
Yeah, like being completely honest, like the 30-day bootcamp, when you broke it down from ground zero, I'm talking about the noob of the noobs. Didn't know nothing.
That shit was brutal.
Yeah, it was. And I'm not gonna lie, the questions were crazy.
Yeah.
But from when you broke it down to where you took it to where we were like, yo, this is so simple. Like this whole time we was overthinking this. So that's when like it clicked. That's why on the last week I did that.
So what'd you do? What'd you do on the last week?
So like like you said, I turned $244, and I turned that in a week and 4 days into $10,000, and I did that just to challenge myself. It was like, all right, let me see if I really like know what's up.
Yeah.
So some of it was mixing your swing trading information, and I obviously had to like kind of like I think that's like scalping, right?
Yeah.
So I did that kind of with like gold and some of the currencies. Some I took with you guys like in those weeks.
Yeah, because we caught trades during those weeks.
Because we caught some good ones.
Yeah, I think we were like 3 for 3, or like we didn't miss any. Like,
yeah,
we caught all of them.
We caught some really good ones, and for some reason the chart was just making sense. Like everything I saw, it was like, yeah, this is it. Like it was just complete it was talking back to me technically. That's how I put it. And I put in a trade. I go to sleep, put my stop loss, wake up the next morning, I'm up like 2,000, 5,000, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? It was working.
Yeah.
It was working.
So before you got into the boot camp, did you know anything about trading? You had like an idea, right? You had some type of experience?
Yeah.
And then were you winning money, break even, losing money? Like where were you in your journey?
Dude. Oh, God. Dude, I lost like, I would say 6 to like 7 bands on prop firms.
Really?
I completely blew all the accounts. Every account I got, I blew it.
Every challenge?
I blew more than 20 accounts, swear.
Oh, my God.
Swear, bro.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know what I was doing. I was, I would get a $200,000 account. I'd put 20 units or on a, I don't even know, on just like gold. And then gold's very volatile sometimes.
Yeah. Boom, blow it.
Below the account. Okay. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Why didn't you stop? Because after, like, because the way I see blowing a challenge is like getting punched in the face, right? Because that shit fucking hurts. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
I gotta go buy another one, and I gotta do it again. Like, why did you keep going after you got punched like 20 times in the face?
Man, I think that comes from like being young. Like when I was young, my parents always used to tell me like I used to do like crazy stuff, like climb on fences, fall down, climb on trees, fall down, get like really hurt, and still get up and try to do it again. Mm-hmm. So I feel like all my life I've been hit like left and right, left and right, left and right, and I just get back up. I just get back up every single time. Like not too long, actually, like this is probably 2 years now. Right before I started anything, I was literally like homeless for
really?
a good period of my time. Yeah, like before I got into Spirit, I was like, I had a couch hop into my cousin's crib, and that taught me how to be resilient. Just if I could go through that, I could do anything.
How did you end up in that position to be homeless like that?
It's like anything. I felt like I was called to have like a higher like calling. You know, like I always, give God that type of thankfulness and gracefulness, because I feel like He's called me for something else. And I don't feel like I belong at a 9-to-5 job. So when I had a good job, I left it because of the stress and stuff that I was dealing with, and it was like downhill from there. So like my parents ended up like, yo, you got to figure it out. And
so your parents kicked you out of your house?
Yeah, they were giving me an ultimatum. It was either you figure it out, or like we can't do anything else for you. Like I can't. They're not like wealthy, so they can't.
Yeah, of course.
Couldn't do much for me. So I told my cousin about it, and he's like, bro, like just bring your futon. I slept on a futon for like a year.
What's a futon? I don't know.
It's like this like couch thing that comes up, and then you could lay it down flat.
Oh, yes, I know what a futon is.
Mad uncomfortable.
Yeah, that shit is whack.
Horrible, bro.
Shit is, how long did you sleep on one of those?
1 year.
You were sleeping on a futon for a year?
For a year, bro. Like, I would wake up, back pains. Crazy.
So you were pretty much homeless for a year almost?
Pretty much. Like, I was hopping from, I went from my parents to his for a year because he took me into this, like, little 500 square foot apartment, like, way smaller than this. Super small space. I was sleeping on my futon, and then that was it. I had to hustle. I had to just come up from literally ground zero. Negative, I think I had like negative 1,000 in my bank at that time. They closed my bank.
No shit.
To that point.
And what did you do in order to get out of that? Because like a lot of people at that position, they crack, bro. A lot of people, they start saying all odds are against me. They're literally nothing that I can do. People make excuses at that point, and they put the blame on somebody else. They literally put the blame on everybody but themselves for them being in that position. Like, what did you do to get out of that position?
I kept going. I just kept working. Like, all I know how to do is just hustle. Like, for some reason, it's just, I don't know what it is. I think it's just God who doesn't let me give up. Like, I just hustle every single day. Like, I try to, like, just get out of those hard situations. Like, I'll be like, okay, how can I make a quick 100 legally?
Yeah.
Right?
Not like the last guy. No, the last guy was cool.
No, and so, like, I thank God for that situation, low-key, because I needed to be in it to mold me into the man that I am today. I needed that tough situation, public transport. Obviously, down here in Florida, if you take public transportation,
I've been on a couple buses. That shit's whack.
It's because you're not fortunate enough to like have your own, your car and stuff like that. So it's tough. So dealing with the schedule and stuff like that. Imagine going through all that, walking an hour to a gym. I would walk an hour to a gym. Like, I was just determined to do whatever I needed to do to get out of my situation.
Was there anybody in that point that supported you and that helped you throughout that? Or was it just you?
My cousin.
Your cousin?
Yeah, my cousin. Like, he was like, that guy's my brother. Like,
is there anybody that just downed you and hated on you and everything that you did?
Back when I was on social media, like, I wasn't posting much, but there was people who did me wrong at the time. And so, like, I always used to have that in the back of my head. And then, like, obviously exes and stuff that were, like...
Yeah, those are, like, that's part of the process.
So I was just, like, motivated. Every day I would wake up and I was like, it's my day, no matter what. And I just hustled, bro. I really hustled. Thanks to God, I found that job. Or the job found me.
Where at?
At Orlando International.
At the airport?
I worked at the airport over there.
So that kind of like picked you back up, and then you're able to make your way.
I literally started as a bag handler, like the guys that put in the bags and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got offered I found an opportunity to work through the airline, and I applied. I think a month later they called me, and I was out. I came to Miami actually to do training.
Oh shit.
Yeah. for like 2 weeks. And then that job was the thing that started picking me up again.
And how long did you work that job?
I worked there, I was about to make a year. This was like, I would say last year, April. I was going to make a year, and they fired me.
Why?
Points. I was like, in my situation, back when I was like home, like pretty much going through that process, I accumulated a lot of points because I was taking public transportation, and they only worked at a certain time. So I was doing what I could to get to my job. And they said they were going to resolve the issue, but they didn't resolve the issue. Like a year later, I found out those points were never.
What points? What is that? I don't know what that is.
They got like a point system. So like I think they went up to like, I think 12 or something like that. But
like points for what? Like what is that?
So when you're tardy, you can accumulate points up to a certain extent, and then they give you a warning, a final, and then you're fired. So I accumulated like 6 or 7 through my process of like getting right again. Because that job was literally a stepping stone.
So then after you got the job, they fired you, and then what? And after that, you just went full-time into
sports betting. Yeah.
So that's almost like the best thing that could have happened to you, bro.
It was. Every situation I've gone through, I'm super grateful for, and I'm not regretting any situation because I feel like God really I wouldn't say put me, but he gave me the opportunity to go through those situations, to learn, to mold me into becoming the man I am today, you know, and learning to appreciate.
Yeah, because without you almost going through like the pressure of like those ups and downs, like you would have not probably been able to know how to handle emotions and like new challenges that you were facing up ahead. Like this is like, it's crazy to me that you say this because like I've done multiple podcasts with students or just people in general that they literally hit like level 0 or like negative, like they're literally at ground zero. And you almost have to be in that position to get yourself out of that. And then you only just exponentially grow up 1,000 times more because you're literally coming from nothing. Like I was saying this to the last guy, like your growth, like from where the point that you were to the point you are now, percentage wise, you are a lot bigger than I am, for example, because I didn't have to go through a struggle like that. I have a very well family, like we're well off, like we don't need anything, but I've always had like bigger aspirations. Like everybody wants that lifestyle, everybody wants to do the big stuff. Yeah. And I just would want to go out there and hustle for that. My family is very mediocre, very average. Like they don't have that type of aspiration. Like they don't want big things. They just think it's too much money or too much to handle, but they don't need anything. And like my growth from where I started to the point where I am now does not compare to the percentage growth from where you were to the point where you are now. Like your percentage growth is a lot bigger. To put it into a simple example, it's like if I turn $100,000 into like $500,000. Like it might look like a lot of money, but that's just 5 times. Versus you, if you just turn the $1 into like 10,000, that's like 99,000. You get what I'm saying? Like your percentage growth is so much bigger, and like you've gone through a lot more pressure than I have, and that just builds your foundation a lot stronger than you can ever even imagine. That like the growth that you have projected ahead of you, bro, it's fucking insane, bro. So I'm excited to see that, like what you're gonna do next, man. So you get started into the affiliate marketing, and then you come across trading. So when you joined the 30-day bootcamp, like where were you in your journey? Like were you at like if you were to point yourself from like 0 to 100, where do you think you were?
Shoot, like a 10.
You're at a 10.
Like dude, I was still beginner. I was still like, I felt like I had an understanding of certain like words and like the language, the trader language, some of it at least. Yeah. But I felt like I was a beginner before the bootcamp, and I just feel I'm telling you, the bootcamp was a blessing, bro. I invested into the bootcamp. It was an investment. If anybody thinks those things are not investments, they're investments.
Of course.
Because I invested into it, had full faith in it. I said, God, allow me to understand this, please. And I felt like I was back at that same spot where it was like, this has to work or this has to work. That's it. And that was literally how it went. Like once you went to like pretty much like the last week where we were pretty much trading with you, I was like, yo, I understand this. I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna test it out because you have to put it into play.
And then you would go to every single live class, or you would just watch the recordings?
Oh no, I went to every single live class, bro.
Every live class.
I didn't miss not even one.
Yeah, because there's nothing like a live class. You can ask your questions.
Oh yeah. Oh, plus, low key, I didn't even ask questions because no disrespect to anybody who was in the class, but like y'all was asking a lot of questions. Yeah. And so like sometimes some of my questions would be answered.
Of course.
So I'd be like, oh, okay, that's perfect. Like I didn't have to ask.
Yeah, I mean, I also think like a lot of people that were in this last bootcamp that I did were really, really beginner. Like I'm talking about like level 0, like what is Forex. So I was prepared for that, but not to the magnitude that it was. And also I feel like since that guy like joke around a lot, like they think it's okay to troll.
Yeah.
And like it's okay to troll.
Yeah.
But it's like fuck, like we're in like 2 hours already on this call. Like let's get moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I feel like this last 30-day bootcamp that I did was definitely the best one that I've ever done. Like it's definitely the most successful one. I got the message across like I've never been able to get the message across because I have the experience now that I didn't have when I first did it like 3 years ago. It was my first time doing it. Now, not only am I a much better trader, but I'm a much more better educator. Like I understand what you don't understand. Like I get that you don't get it. So I know how to process it and how to explain it in a lot simpler way so you can understand what I understand. You get me? Like my job in those boot camps is to get into almost like your head and be like, all right, I know what he's not seeing. How do I get him to see what I'm seeing? And what would you say was one of your biggest challenges that you were not seeing when you got into the boot camp? Like, was it something technical? Was it something with the psychology?
It was, so one part of it, I thought it was reading the charts, because when you explain how to like read the charts and all that, and like understand like head and shoulders and all these like the bullish engulfing, that made sense. What I think it was the actual entry signal. So like I didn't know at what time to go in, like what was the right time to go in, what was like my entry signal. So I would go in at the wrong time and being stopped out like a couple minutes later because I didn't know. Yeah. So I think you made that very clear. And that was the point where I was like, okay, that's a turnaround for me. I think this is perfect.
Because like people think that the entry signal is like the point that you get to the market, you look at it and you enter. But like the entry is literally like the last thing that you have to do. Yes. Like you have to do so many more steps in order for you to actually enter a trade.
Before you get in there.
Which is like the challenging part, because a beginner trader, they just want to enter the market. Yeah. But it's like, dude, you got to analyze, you got to have your area of interest, you got to have your shit to structure, which is like the key point of it. And then you enter the trade. So what would you say was one of the most simplest things that you actually grasped from the whole entire bootcamp?
The whole thing?
Everything.
I swear the whole thing, bro. I can't pinpoint just one because the whole thing is gold. Like I said, it's like a golden goose almost. Like I rewatched the video. I think I've rewatched the videos probably like 4 times already. Like the whole 30 days.
The whole thing.
Except like the first couple days because that's kind of like super self-explanatory. But I've rewatched videos like 4 times at this point, and the new content that was put out. Because it's gold. Like it's everything in that boot camp was necessary in order to become a successful trader. So, and obviously red days are a part of, we have to factor in failure. Of course. At the end of the day. Like, it's going to happen. But it just, everything taught me to be more patient. It just gave me more clarity.
And then how did you do like that 244 to like 10K? Like, talk to me about like that journey. Like why did you decide to do that and not go buy another challenge? So
one, I had PTSD from challenges. Yeah. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And then I kept hearing, like, obviously the rumors of everything, MT4 and all that. So, honestly, I wasted $6,000 for no reason because I didn't know about live accounts. I'm being completely honest. I did not know about, I thought it was something else, like brokers and stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, when I found out about a live account, I was like, why am I wasting $400 on an account or like putting in $1,000 on another account when I could have just put that in a broker and it would have been a live account?
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro.
That's crazy. You didn't know what that was.
I didn't know. Okay. So, like, I'm like, you know what? I'm about to try this out. So, I went in. I put in some money at first, made the same mistakes. So, I lost everything I had in the account. So, I waited. I was like, let me just wait. Let me stop, like, trying to cut ahead. I waited till the last week when we went through, you know, all the important stuff to get into a trade.
Exactly.
And that's when I was like, all right. I had, I think, $44 in the account.
Oh, shit.
So I put in 200 more. And I was like, all right, I got 244 and like some cents. I'm going to turn this into like 1,000.
Okay.
That was my first thing. I was like, I'm going to turn this into 1,000. I turned it into 1,000 very quickly. Very, very quickly. Like, it probably took me like 1 day to do. I think I took the account all the way up to like 3,000 and I lost almost everything. And I went back down to 500.
Oh my God.
So I was like, that same moment where I was like, this has to work or this has to work. Like, I'm getting punched in the face again, and I'm not getting knocked out. That's when I looked at it and I was like, you know what? All right, let me step away. This is the moment I have to realize I have to step away from the charts. I'm coming back tomorrow. Actually, it was a weekend. I come back the next Monday.
And you have 500 on your account at this
500 in the account. I come back the next Monday, I think. We went through Sunday swings. We caught a trade. Took the trade. Boom. Brought the account back up to like maybe, I think it was like 1,500. And then from there, I implemented everything I learned, and I kept doing it the whole week. And that took me a week and 4 days to go from that 244 to 500 again, and then all the way up to 10K.
And then at any point did you kind of like when you lost the 3,000 to 500, right? Like that's just like a smack in the face because you're like, fuck.
Oh, wait till you hear the next part.
Okay, yeah, what happened?
I lost the 10K.
You lost the 10K?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got greedy. That's where I didn't know about the greed. I didn't know about greed until that moment that it happened. So I lost I lost 5K, and my account stayed at like 4,000.
Okay.
And I felt defeated.
Yeah, you felt.
I felt defeated, bro. Super defeated.
So what'd you do?
I just took a break.
Okay.
I stepped away from the charts because I realized I was like, yo, you said to journal.
Yep.
And I started doing that whole process. I started journaling like what I did.
Yep.
What trade I took, what I put, at what time I took it, everything. And I would look back into it. I'm like, okay, this is what I did wrong. I went in at a time I shouldn't have done it. Oh, I didn't catch this. There was like, sometimes I didn't wait for my entry signal. Or that one time at least, I didn't wait for my entry signal. I held too long. That's what it was.
So too much set and forget.
Too much set and forgetting. I actually set and forget for way too long. I held the trade for like 2 days.
Oh, shit.
So I saw my account go like negative, not negative. It was like in the red, 8,000. And I was like, it's okay. It's going to be back up. I was positive 8,000.
Oh, shit.
And I should have pulled out. A red folder came in.
Took it out.
So
I mean, I feel like that experience that you just went through right there is something that everybody has to go through. Like, exactly what you just went through is what I've gone through a million times. And it's what I know hundreds of traders just like you that are getting started into trading are going to face. And my challenge that I set up myself for is, how do I make them not go through that? How do I get them to cross that bridge without having to cross that bridge? Like, how can I educate you on what you're about to go through without you having to go through that difficulty? Like, for example, like your mom, right, or your dad, they're like, muchacho, don't go over there, the dog's gonna bite you. And you as a kid, you're like, fuck that, I wanna go and see for myself, right?
Yeah.
Until you don't get bit yourself, you're not gonna realize, because you don't wanna listen to your parents. So it's the same thing here in trading, and I've realized that I can't. I cannot explain the journey that you have to go through yourself to see how you're going to handle those type of emotions and greed, because everybody's going to handle it differently. Everybody is going to cross that bridge differently. Like the person that you are when you get onto that bridge and the person that you are when you get off the other side of that bridge is going to be a completely different person. Like in that journey of you crossing that bridge, you face things that only you are going to understand what you face and how you are going to handle it, because the way you handle it is going to be your end result at the end. Some people make it, some people don't make it, and they don't really give a shit. What would you say was one of the things that just got you through that bridge and made you realize that, this is part of trading and I just have to step back? Because a lot of people are not willing to step back from the charts, and they just look for another reason to get back in and get back what the market owes them.
So I think that would be a part, some of that stuff you taught, actually.
I tried my best, I really did.
Yeah, you did amazing, bro. You got to pat yourself on the back. You did amazing on that. I think a part of that was because I was already like gambling.
Yeah.
And I knew that if I chased my losses, it would end up in more red.
Of course.
So I just realized, I was like, okay, this is my time to step back and really reevaluate what I did, because I knew immediately the day after I had a lot of greed. I set and forget way too long because I was like, oh, it's going to be more. It's going to be more. It's going to be more.
Yeah.
Without thinking of like other external things that could happen. So that's really what got me through that. I realized I needed to go through it because it literally taught me what not to do next time.
Exactly. So like you can set and forget, right? And like for you to know when to stop setting and forgetting, you need to go through that as well. Obviously, like the core concept is set and forget until you guess your take profit, then you're done with it. Because a lot of people, they have an issue with closing too early into the trade and not letting it hit their take profit. Like if you have a take profit, set and forget up to that point.
Yep.
Now, whatever happens after that take profit, don't blame it on set and forgetting too much, because it's like you hit your take profit, you get your trade, and then you run. That's it. You're out of the trade. And this is something that I still battle with, like myself, because the opportunity of the market continuing forever to the upside is there, right? Like the market, you can take a buy and it can go up for 3 months. Yeah. And you could be like, fuck, I could have caught in that shit for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Like your whole mindset is like, I just missed out on so much money. But you have to be realistic with yourself and be like, well, I'm not a 3-month position trader. Like I'm realistically not going to be in a trade for 3 months. And I'm saying this for myself. I'm saying this for anybody out there.
It's the truth.
Like, be realistic with yourself. Yes, because the market is going to go up for 3 months doesn't mean you have to catch the whole thing. Like, be realistic with who you are. You're going to be a day trader. You're going to be a swing trader. Catch your little move, leave, and then find a new opportunity to enter as the market will continue going up. Don't try and think that you deserve to catch that whole move that you now have to set and forget the whole thing. Like, that is not something that is sustainable. And the opportunity is there. Like, it definitely could happen. But out of 10 trades, you probably maybe catch 1 or 2. And it's not worth set and forgetting too much of your position to try and catch that 1 or 2. You know what I mean? It's like such a high risk for not such a high reward. It simply won't be worth it. So what would you say would be like your number one tip that you would give out there to Nestor when he first got started into trading? Like what would be the first thing?
Fail often. I'm not gonna lie. Fail often. Like failure leads to success. Failure leads to success. When you fail, it teaches you, 1, get back up, right? And then 2, what not to do next time, so that the next time you do it 10 times better. So I feel like if I had to tell my younger self like something, it would be, hey bro, like it's okay, you're gonna fail, but you're gonna succeed at the end of the day. So.
And how would you tell them to handle those losses? Because like some people don't know when they're gonna stop failing. Like fails are obviously part of the process, but how many times are you gonna get slapped into? You're like, all right, I'm done, or do you just not look at it? Like, how would you explain to somebody that you're gonna get slapped, you're gonna get hit in the face? How do you get over it?
It's almost like boxing. You got like you'll get hit in the face, right? But you have to learn how to put your hands up. So once you learn how to put your hands up, you'll get hit less often in your face. So I feel like that's what I would probably, tell my younger self. Like, yo, make sure this time instead of keeping your hands down all the time, put your hands up.
So like if you were to lose, instead of getting ready to lose everything, like minimize your losses. Like
risk management is very important, super important. Because I think on that trade I was actually risking a lot more. And so because I was trying to go from 10 to 20. Yeah. So that was my first mistake. Yeah. So
and I think you could do it, bro, because percentage wise, taking $244 to 10,000 is a lot harder than taking 10,000 to 20,000. Yeah. Like that's just 1x. It's literally 10 to 20 is just one time. I don't know what the multiplier is from 200 to 10,000, but I can guarantee you it's more than. It was
like 5,000%.
Yeah, exactly, because then 10 is 2,000. Yeah, so percentage-wise, you're like up a lot more. You know what I'm saying? True. So taking 10 to 20 is a lot easier, but now you're just focusing on the money. Like you're looking at the dollars on the screen, and that's a big problem because like you're not trading money. You're not. You're trading charts, and then whatever you do on the charts is going to represent the money that you're making on your phone. So a little tip that I would give you that I can't really do myself because I have to like post all the shit that I do, which is kind of annoying because it fucks with my mind too. But it's like when you enter a trade, set and forget the MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 app. Do not look at the numbers that are on the screen on the app. Only look at the charts. Because at the end of the day, what do you care how much you're up on the phone? What you care about is what the chart is doing. Because if you see a humongous wick or you see a candlestick that is engulfing the other, like whatever the chart is showing you will represent in price. And then you need to make sure that you are aligned with what the market is showing you so it doesn't affect the decision that you're going to make on the numbers that it's being represented by. Like you have to first focus on the chart. If you get the chart down packed, then you're able to then not care about the numbers on the screen, but it becomes like part of the process. Yeah. Like what you're doing for the chart is what's just going to represent on the phone. But what you're looking at the phone is not going to represent what's on the chart. Yeah. So don't look at the phone. Just look at the chart. It's the only thing that's going to actually give you the money that's on the phone.
See, that's good advice because I was always looking back at MetaTrader.
Yeah, bro. Literally looking at MetaTrader is more of like like motivation thing, like, fuck yeah, I'm up like 500, but you're not even looking at the chart. The chart is what's showing you those numbers. So look at only what's on the chart. That way you have no, like, you're not, for example, like when you're in a trade, and this happens to me all the time too, like it's literally happened to me like on Thursday. I took a trade and I was up about like 150, 130,000. And I'm like, I know this shit's gonna pull back right now because it was at the resistance level and it might hit my stop loss. I literally get off the computer, come back in 30 minutes, and I'm down like 80,000. My mind immediately is like, I was like, bro, my mind immediately is like, fuck, dude. Like I was up X amount. I could have just closed there, avoided the loss. But I would have been breaking my rules and I would have not been focusing on what the chart was showing me. So what I try and do is just always going back to the chart and just be like, I know it's going to reject. It's at a resistance. Whatever happens on the MetaTrader, well, I already predetermined the risk that I was going to take on this trade. It is what it is, you know? So the easiest way is to just focus on the charts. Don't focus on the money because the charts will represent whatever money it is that you decided to bet at that time.
That's good advice. I like that. I'm going to start implementing that for sure.
Bro, trust me.
For sure.
If you can almost like, man, I was going to say like give somebody your phone to take a trade, but I wouldn't trust somebody taking a trade.
No, yeah.
You know, but like take it and just get out of there and only look at the charts.
Set and forget. And that's what we really got to do.
And you just set and fucking forget. Yeah. What would you say would be one of the most psychological challenges that you face? Would you say that it was greed, that it was risk management? Like what is like psychological aspect?
Oh man, trying to get out of the computer, like literally hopping off the computer or the phone, whatever the case may be, wherever somebody's trading. In my case, computer. I have to like literally walk away, because if not, I had to learn how to walk away. Psychologically, that was like the hardest part to get over, because I would stay on there and then it would like, I couldn't sit on my hands because I knew I wanted to like do some trades or take something that I wasn't supposed to take or exit out maybe beforehand. So that was one of the things that I really worked on. And I'm not gonna lie, like I said, the boot camp really helped with that. Because I just learned how to just sit on my hands.
Would you recommend somebody to the boot camp?
Bro, if y'all are not taking this boot camp, bro, I swear, you just don't want success. Like, I 1,000% recommend the boot camp, 1,000%. And even if they don't, your YouTube videos explain a lot to at least get them started.
Facts.
So,
and then what would you rate psychology in your like bar, right? So like if you were to have like a table where it's technical and psychology, what would you give percentage to each one?
As in like being good?
No, like that they would say that it affects your trading. So for example, like 50% technical, 50% psychology, or 80% technical, 20% psychology. Like what takes more of a challenge when it comes into trading?
Oh, I would say more like psychology.
So what percentage would you give psychology and what technical?
I'd probably give like psychology. When I went through it, it would be like a solid like 80, and technical would be like the rest.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was affecting me a lot. Because the hours you put into the computer, for some reason, it becomes like really addicting. Like, it's almost like you just don't want to step away because you're learning something new. Mm-hmm. And it feels good to learn that, at least something new that's going to make you money. Mm-hmm. So I would say that's the part that I struggled with the most.
And when you put in like 10 hours a day, you almost feel like in debt. Like you feel like the market owes you that time back, but in money.
Yes.
And realistically, you can sit in front of the markets for hours. Shit does not give a fuck. Like it doesn't even know really you're there. Like it does not give a shit. Like it's not gonna do anything for you.
Yeah.
So that's crazy because I think the same thing. I think it's around like 85 to like 90% psychology. Psychology is 80, 90%, and then about 10% technical. Because once you have a proven system, all you have to do is just simply check everything off that you have on your checklist. You simply just follow the trading plan, and then you just set and forget. So if you were to pretty much round up your whole entire trading experience in one single word, what would you say that it is?
Extraordinary. It's very extraordinary. That might not even be the word. It's man, I might not even have the word for that.
Okay, put it into a sentence.
Honestly, it's something that has taught me. It's matured me more. Like it's like something that has made me grow more in a sense. Because it teaches you like that psychology part, and that like there's a lot of discipline that goes into that. So I feel like a lot more discipline has been created because of trading.
Of course.
So it's been very very interesting. That's the word.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Okay.
It's an interesting journey, but I love the journey. I love it.
And then what do you have projected for yourself upcoming, let's say, the next 6 months to a year? Like, what is your goal to get from trading?
6 months to a year, $1 million. I'm a big goal setter. The reason why is because if I fail forward. That's why. If I can't make it to $1 million and I made it to 500,000, shoot, I never had 500,000. So I made it to 500,000. So I always aim high so that if I fail forward.
And you strongly believe trading can get you to that point, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been hit so many times in the face now, and I feel so disciplined at this point where I feel like I can take an account, try it all over again, and then just be patient with the process. And in 6 to a year, definitely, bro.
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
We're going to be on a yacht together. Don't worry about it.
Okay, bet. I mean, yeah, it's like 3 hour drive.
Don't even worry about it, bro. I'll fly. I'll take the Bright Line.
Wait, the Bright Line's the train, right?
Yeah, the train.
The train, yeah.
For
Going to Orlando. Well, bro, Nestor, I appreciate you coming all the way from Orlando to do this podcast.
Definitely.
I hope traders out there can, learn from your journey and
Definitely.
then use this as some value so, they can be in the same position that you are very soon, bro. So
Definitely,
appreciate
man. Thank
you, bro. If you guys want to see more of these videos, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, guys. See you.